Hey, what's up, guys? So I was able to get a win yesterday, and so now I am 1-1, and I'm going against Niewiem. I believe that's how you pronounce his name. So let's take a look at his stats, and you can see here he did much better. Well, he did better than I did. I wouldn't say much better. He did better. I dropped an extra room over him, so he's efficient in what he's doing with the defense and offense combination that he has. Let's take a look at his stats. He's basically 141 mil, 4.3 mil STP, and I'm a little bit taller, so I'm 4.5 mil STP. Hopefully that can play to my advantage, because I think the collection power between us is kind of a wash. So we'll see. So let's take a look at my defense. I'm running the same thing I had yesterday. My room one did trip up my opponent, because I think he just wasn't sure what to use on it. And I'm hoping for the same today. We'll see. And hopefully this room 2 still makes my opponent feel like it needs to have like a Cabal to clear and not chance of New Warriors. But New Warriors may beat it. We'll see. And that will be probably I would think an efficient win if he can pull it off. I think for now, room 3 is a staple defense. You probably run this in 3 or 6. I'm going to run it in 3 for the expose. Getting exposed from the 3 characters there. And I was able to get my Sasquatch up. I am planning to take him to 2 diamonds. Hopefully I can get him to 2 diamonds before next week. And with them going stealth, I think this still is a tough room. And then I think Spider Sight is good in 5, and I think Black Knight is good in 5. So whether you run them together or you run a Spider Sighty team, Mephisto, or just all Spider Sighty, or even Sasquatch, I guess, or you ran a Black Knight type team, I think you will do well with something like that in here. I'm really just starting to think this is a Black Knight room, and actually a Spider Sighty room. And that just kind of leaves my out of time here for 6, which I think Dorm out of time is a tough defense. I think it'll work well in 6 because this is not a team that's really putting out a lot of damage, so they're just here for sustain. And I think this room works to their advantage, as well as 5 or 2. But since I have better teams for 2 and 5, I think they'll do fine here. And so my opponent, this is what he's running on defense. So I took a look to see what I'm going to do here. And actually I recorded this and I decided to re-record because I forgot I have Old Man Logan on offense. As I was thinking about things I could do, I said, oh right, I got Old Man Logan. I was just looking at my roster. And so I think for room 1, because this is a huge dark hold with a very big New War and Quicksilver, and then with Morgan being red gear, I think this is going to be challenging. So my thought is I'm going to try to use Echo, but I'm going in with the MERX 3-piece, and then I'm going to use Ultimus. And hopefully, I'm going to talk to the guys about Ultimus because I don't know if Ultimus is the best play here, but he may be, just because he could come, hopefully he'll knock somebody's head off. And so Illuminati will be in 2. I think I've got to go with the Apoc, Red Hulk, Ares, Weaver, Emma counter on 3 and hope that does well. He doesn't have a big Thanos, but that could be bad because then Thanos might get tripped and then hit my team really early. So we'll see how that goes. But I don't think Red Hulk hits him enough to drop him. He's G19. You may not drop him. And so I haven't seen what LDS can do yet with the X-Men Rogue or the Extreme Rogue in 4. But I'm hearing she's devastating, so I'm just going to go in with Cabal and Masters of Evil. Since I had some success yesterday with a team nearly this size, that's Spider Side and Mephisto, I'm going to do the double sack and then go in. But they were in room 1, so that could be why it played better. But I think I still have to try to go in with the SD Eternals. I may have to try it and hope for the best because I'm not sure SD can beat room 6. And so I'm going to talk to the guys about that. If SD can beat room 6, then I'll just use my Superior 6 on 5. But I'm feeling like Superior 6 may have to go to 6 for the one shot. So we'll see. So with this season's room rules and the defenses that are going in with these new teams, and especially with Orcus coming, and maybe even we might see some Odins coming before the season is over, I think Cabal is getting less and less use. So this could be a good room to use Cabal on because it makes it a little bit safer. And you can see my opponent has a huge dark hold. So Echo is just a safety net, and she just happens to live long enough to really get my Cabal going. I think the error here is that I changed Namor to Striker thinking that I'd get some assists and you didn't. So if you do take a ball in here, just keep Namor a Raider and it'll go better. Illuminati is a safe counter here. Perhaps it's time to work on discovering a different counter against Superior 6 that can be efficient or useful. But as you can see, I just kind of go in on the Green Goblin, and then I think I go in on Kraven, and then I'm back to Green Goblin because at this stage with Illuminati, I don't think that the Doc Ock is much of a threat. So I had success this week with Apoc and just using this exact counter on a similar team before. But the Doom in here makes a big difference because Apoc's ult is dangerous to take Doom low and not kill him. And what you'll see in this particular battle, and his Skrull is not any bigger than anybody else's. I don't think, I didn't remember seeing a purple gear on him, but my Apoc is not able to one-punch him. And that's a problem because if Apoc doesn't one-punch him, this counter kind of falls apart. And so what you'll see here is trying to look at how my team falls apart to see who needs to stay on the team and who needs to go. As we may see this combination more because I'm actually going to use this exact same defense myself going into next week because I think Doom has more value here than Vol. So after dropping that attack, I said, well, let me try Sham's approach just to experiment here. I didn't think I was necessarily out of the race here, but I wanted to see how it would go, just kind of sacking and not letting the Mephisto take a turn. Now, I thought that the War Dogs were faster. They're not. So you do want to pick a different team than the War Dogs. The Black Order is faster, so I was able to press the pause there, and the Mephisto didn't take a turn. Now, I don't think ability-wise I was in terrible shape. It's just that I said, well, since I'm experimenting, I'll go ahead and try this Secret Defenders with Big Time, because Valley was talking about how that can work. Now, I think it probably works on more of the 3 mil type Spider Society teams. Of course, Mephisto's in here, so it makes a difference. But I think when the teams start getting to 4 mil, this could be a little bit more of a challenge. And so I'm not even sure Eternals would have worked here. Sham was saying try New Warriors. I've tried that before and just not done well. I've tried it twice on like these huge Spider Society Mephisto teams. So I want to stay away from that. And what is making me see is going forward, I have to go back to just sticking with Superior 6 as the counter to the Spider Society Mephisto, because that's going to be reliable, and just have to plan around the other rooms, because this room not getting cleared, because it's not going to get cleared, puts me at an extreme deficit. Just to clear this room gives me a chance to still clear the other rooms, even if my efficiency is terrible on all the remaining matches. So I went to the counter sheet, and of course, this team with Doom is not in there, but this is a counter that was used, and I said, well, let me just try it. And as you'll see, the problem remains. Apoc, if you have the Doom in there, your Apoc is a problem. So perhaps going in with a Captain Britain with this team, or perhaps going in with, could be anybody else. I'd have to really get some thought on how to construct this Old Man Logan team a little bit better, because the main thing is you have to you can't trigger the Doom. I know that the Old Man Logan team can survive the Skrull ult. The question is, will they survive the Skrull ult? And then this guy's Thanos was small, so Thanos' passive went off. Can they survive both? But with the Doom going off, there's no way they can survive all of that. So I'll work on this counter some, and I'll talk to Updog, and I think we'll be able to come up with something. And so going forward with experimenting, because I just have no idea how Gore actually is with the Spider Society Black Knight, I'm thinking Massive Evil with Ultimus. Now, the problem is that when Black Knights are really, really big, then the retaliation is just it could wipe out your team before you can really get to the Kang ult. And so as you'll see here, my Ultimus did not take off as early as I'd hoped to get this Black Knight out of the picture. And then even when he didn't take him out. So just take a look at how the rest of this plays out. I don't think this is the counter. It could be played differently, but it's kind of like try it at your own risk. So Black Knight exhausted, this is when your new warriors just comes in handy. And so this, even with the Gore, is just an easy cleanup because the new warriors get so much speed in Crucible that they will probably make for excellent cleanup teams when you have a Black Knight that's exhausted. And so taking Superior 6 into this is just my wanting to see how LDS plays out because I had heard that she can be problematic. But as you'll see, the Superior 6 and Crucible, they just get so much speed and they have so much power, resistance, sustain, that she's not able, she doesn't even take a turn, but she's not able to really be a threat to Superior 6. Now I think most likely you'll probably need your Superior 6 somewhere else. So I will work on something else as a possible counter from maybe more of our B tier teams. But if you're in a situation where you can use your Superior 6 on this Rogue Extreme LDS, then you're not going to have any problems clearing it. And so with what I have left, this is my final attempt to go in and try to have a chance to clear this room. And I don't think that really this is the way to go. So like I said, once again, Apoc is not going to be the answer here. I do think the MERX could be a good possibility, and maybe the 3-piece MERX, maybe the 4-piece MERX. But I think if you have your MERX on offense, your Old Man Logan on offense, you can build a team around that trio or that 4-piece and probably get this done. It's just going to come down to a key tune, which could be a big-time Spider-Man or somebody else that's crucial in trying to get control over the match. But you see here that team that I was using before is just not going to work when you change it up a bit like I did here.